Divorces, of course, can be messy, with couples fighting over cars, kids, and property. But what about frozen embryos? Tonight, Jason Berry has the story of a Valley woman who just lost a court battle to have children of her own.
It was a court ruling Ruby Torres says was almost as painful as her battle with breast cancer.
I was okay with my marriage being over because it was for the best. I had made that decision when I left the home. But it was harder to realize that I will never have a biological child.
The Phoenix attorney just went through a heartbreaking divorce where a judge decided that 7 embryos Torres and her ex had frozen would not be awarded to either one of them and will be donated.
We've been together since 2009. I didn't think that we were going to separate or end in a divorce.
A couple years ago, Torres and her then fiance decided to undergo in vitro fertilization and freeze some embryos prior to her chemotherapy and radiation treatments. The idea was if she could beat cancer, the couple could still have kids in the future. But now the marriage is over, and even though Torres's cancer is in remission, she can't use the embryos because the in vitro contract she signed with her ex required consent from both parties. The attorney for Torres's ex told the Arizona Republic, "While she has an interest, my client also has an interest. No one wants her to be necessarily deprived. You have to consider my client has rights also." Torres told us her ex was worried about having financial obligations to a child he wouldn't have a relationship with, but she never intended to ask for any money. Because Arizona law is so vague in cases like this, Torres has some advice for any woman in a similar situation.
Ensure that there is something in writing that's signed either legally through an attorney, through a notary, somebody that says you will be able to keep your embryos.
Jason Berry, CBS 5 News.